This new hero can revive from the dead, has the ability to switch between melee and ranged attacks, and has a very interesting backstory. Hey everyone, there's a new hero releasing on the Gorge, and she's none other than Umbrosa. She's a versatile fighter with a very interesting playstyle and will be available on September 24th with the Season 12 update. In today's video, I'll discuss her skills and gameplay. But she also has a really interesting backstory, so let's check that out first. Before she became Umbrosa, she was known as Jing, a warrior from the legendary Feather Clan. Think of her as the complete opposite of who she is now. She was cheerful, lively, and her friends even called her a small sun, because she brought warmth everywhere she went. But she wasn't just some goody two-shoes at the academy. She was a bit of a rebel, always skipping class to explore the forest. And guess who her classmates were? None other than the guy who would become the Grand Preceptor, Arcana, and the future leader of the omniscient faction, Donghuang Taiyi. They were all close friends, and Jing was so powerful that she eventually ascended to become the new Dongjun, the literal war god of light. But this is where her bright story gets completely destroyed. 20 years ago, a massive invasion known as the Tianke disaster struck her homeland. As the mighty Dongjun, Jing led her people to defend their home. They fought with everything they had, but they were being overwhelmed. And the worst part? They were abandoned. The god they worshipped, the one they dedicated their lives to, never answered their prayers. Just silence. Jing was forced to watch as her friends, her family, and her entire clan were slaughtered. As the last one standing, she fought to her final breath. A fallen war god on a battlefield of her own people. With her death, the entire Feather Clan was wiped from history. Or so everyone thought. 20 years later, through some mysterious power, Jing was resurrected. But the person who woke up wasn't Jing anymore. She was haunted by the memory of loss and betrayal. The faith she held so dearly had been a lie. She threw away the name Jing and took on a new one, Ying, which means shadow. For the global server, she's known as Umbrosa, and that name is a perfect fit, by the way. Umbrosa literally comes from the Latin word for shadow, so it's a direct reference to her new identity. Her transformation was drastic. Her hair turned white, streaked with blood-red feathers. Her bright white wings were gone, replaced by deadly feather blades that became her new weapons. She was no longer a creature of light, but a shadow caught between life and death. So, what's her goal now? Pure chaotic vengeance. Umbrosa sees the peace in the world as a total lie, a paradise built on the blood of her people, and she believes the only way to find true rebirth is through total destruction. This leads her to an unlikely alliance with her old classmate, Donghuang Taiyi. They're a seriously complicated pair. They understand each other's pain, but you just know they're on a collision course. She's already making waves, clashing with heroes like Cirrus and even her old friend Arcana. And in a sad twist, she sees a flicker of hope in Yaria, admiring her willingness to fight for her friends. Something Umbrosa wishes she could have done. But make no mistake, Umbrosa is a force of pure, destructive rage, a shadow seeking to swallow all the light. So with that tragic story in mind, let's see how it translates into her skills and gameplay. First up is her passive. This is what defines her entire playstyle. When Umbrosa is far from a target, her basic attacks become ranged, throwing out a spinning blade. When she's close, she switches to melee mode, delivering 3 rapid strikes. What's really cool is her ranged attack. You can use a basic attack right before the blade returns to dash forward and rebound it for an extra hit. And in ranged mode, attack speed is key, because it also boosts her damage. Each basic attack also applies a feather mark to the target, which you'll use for your second skill. Moving on to her first skill, Umbrosa sweeps in a circle around her, dealing damage and slowing enemies. But the important part is that she then enters a 3-second frenzy state, gaining a huge burst of movement speed and attack speed. This is your main steroid ability, allowing you to quickly stack those passive marks and reposition in fights. Next, we have her second skill, Featherstorm. This is her main burst and sustain tool. She dashes forward, dealing damage. But if there are enemies in front of her, she enters an elegant dance state, firing a barrage of 8 bouncing feather blades. Each hit deals damage and heals her, and if the target has your passive marks on them, each hit consumes a mark to deal bonus damage. This is where your big damage comes from. If there are no targets in front of her, It just works as a regular dash with a reduced cooldown. And what makes this skill even better is that it's a great tool for checking bushes. Watch this. When you dash towards an empty bush, it's just a simple dash and you get a reduced cooldown. But if someone is hiding in there, she'll automatically trigger her dance and start attacking. This is a perfect, no-risk way to get information and avoid a deadly face check. It's an amazing advantage in any situation. Finally, let's talk about her ultimate, the Last Dance, and this is what makes her so hard to kill. When you activate it, she deals a burst of damage and enters a 4-second unyielding state. During this time, she temporarily gains a massive amount of health and a decaying speed boost. And here's the interesting part. If Umbrosa dies while her ultimate is off cooldown, she will slowly revive right where she died, dealing another burst of damage around her and putting her ultimate on cooldown. This is a built-in revival mechanic that makes her incredibly powerful in team fights. So putting it all together, Umbrosa is a versatile fighter who can be played in the side lane or the jungle. Her gameplay is all about sustained harassment, stacking marks from a safe distance, and then looking for an opportunity to go in for the burst. Your core combo will usually be Skill 1, basic attacks, Skill 2, and ultimate if needed. You start with your first skill to enter the frenzy state for the attack speed and movement speed. Then you use your ranged basic attacks to safely stack up your passive marks. Once the marks are stacked, you can dash in with your second skill to trigger the big burst of damage and heal yourself up. Her ultimate is your protection card. You can use it proactively when you're low on health to get that massive temporary health, or you can use it reactively, knowing that if you die, you'll just revive and get back into the fight. Now, her main weakness is her lack of hard crowd control. She's also pretty fragile in the early game, so you need to be careful. But in the mid to late game, her ability to switch between safe-ranged poke and high-damage melee attacks, combined with her revival mechanic, makes her a self-sufficient hero who can easily take over a game. Here's a build in Arcana I recommend. With all the upcoming skins and collabs, if you're looking for a safe and authorized place to purchase tokens, then I highly recommend checking out Elitedias. They offer up to 30% savings on every token purchase, which is a fantastic deal. Plus, it's fast, secure, and super reliable. For a hassle-free way to get your tokens, make sure to visit their website. The link is in the description and pinned comment below. So what are your first impressions of Umbrosa? Does she look like a powerful and fun new addition to the hero roster? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. And if you want to see more hero guides and content like this, feel free to subscribe. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
对面太一个人，还幻想着靠这装备打开局势呢，真幽默。